Good morning. We're about to get started. Did anybody remember to journal? Those of you that prefer a paper journal, you cannot go through this 30-day journal. You can't go through it and not be unrecognizable in 30 days. Mind, body, spirit. Now, we mimic this entire journal through the digital. You can do it online or you can do it here. There's several important aspects of long-term success. When we look around at the weight loss industry and we see no program is very successful, people lose it, gain it back. 74% of our society is either overweight, obese, or morbidly obese. We know that there's a missing component, and I believe it's faith. Did we get up this morning? Did we spend time with the Lord? Did you do that in prayer? What about a devotion? We do devotion every day at some time during the day. Something to fellowship with the Lord and to bring yourself back to the truth of who you are. You're a child of God. You're not to be, if you're depressed, it's because you're looking out in the future and you can't see a you whereby you're happy. But if we get in the Lord, we can see a happy future. All things are possible with Christ. Travis, I've done this 50 times and I can't seem to get, this is the last time. Start speaking powerfully and positively. You got a community, you got a coach. There's no quick fix. There's no drug gonna help. There's no quick fix coming down the pike. All of that, even if it yields short-term results, steals your soul. But anyway, I'll get started with today's lesson. Just a quick review. All I can do is put it out there and then point you to thousands of other people who could testify to you, tell you about this, how it works, why it works. Cindy Walters, be a great interview. We're doing an interview with her soon. She's down like 170 pounds. So you can do it, but you have to believe in what I'm teaching. It sounds too good to be true. But with consistency, you will see it is true. We have to have a perfect day. First rule of having a perfect day. It takes 2 perfect days. You'll lose water weight and glucose, but it takes 2 perfect days to get in EFB. This is a 5-pound fat model. This is how much space 5 pounds takes up on the body. When you just lose a little bit, when you lose, this is 5 pounds. Look, see this little line? That is 1 pound. People will say they lost weight slow if they lose a pound of fat. On your 3rd day, you're going to lose about half of one of these a day if you just do the standard program. So if a chunk of fat's coming off like that every day, that's exciting. But Travis, why don't the scales show that then? They do, they catch up. Because some days you'll lose a half a pound of fat, but you'll be holding a pound of water. Are you following me? You're gonna have that high tide, low tide every day. But if you'll weigh every Wednesday and then once a month, just living the life, living this lifestyle. Good gracious. And some of us are at the age, I think the mortality tables say we'll live to be like 76. We know God's in charge. But that means when you hit 33, 34 years of age, you done over the hill. That's us, y'all. That's us. When you start looking, when you go to town and you look at everybody, the police officer, the ambulance driver, the waitress, you're looking around and everybody looks younger than you, you done hit over the hill. We're running out of time. So isn't it a good time with these next years we have, if God tarries is coming, that we say, I'm reinventing myself. I'm going to do it different. And guess what? It won't take you years. You can do this less than 6 months. If you here's a good timetable. 100 pounds, follow this. Put yourself on the island, put yourself in Travis jail, whatever you want to do. So be a prisoner of Jesus Christ. 6 months, 100 pounds easy. 1 year, 150 easy. 18 months, 200 easy. That's how quick you can get your life back. People will go to college for 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 years for a better life, and it's right here before us, because health is wealth. But I got to give you the nuggets, the information, to give you the why. Did you work on your why? Did you do this morning after prayer time when I'm looking in the mirror shaving? I've got my why right there on the mirror. I got little sticky notes that are positive. I go to the fridge. It's on the front of the fridge. You got to have those memory joggers, because the diet devil, he's out to get you. I think a Roxette song was playing. There's a song like, he's out to get you. I don't know. But anyway, the program works. It works for everybody. You don't need anything but a local grocery store. Other things I talk about are just enhancements. You want to go faster. If you want jet fuel, we got jet fuel, but you don't necessarily need jet fuel. To have a perfect day, we got to drink our water. Did you drink your water? Hey, Brother Anthony. Hey, Chad. Did you drink your water? Half a gallon to a gallon of water. Water in, fat out. I have all these sayings and slogans for me so that I will remember. I've got a hook. Water in, fat out. Because I don't sit and go, I want to drink bland water. When I hear water, it's repetitious. It's water in, fat out. Oh yeah, I want me some water. Half a gallon to a gallon a day. You can have other beverages, and those of you that you're a little over the clean eating stuff, if you're one of those, if we chase chickens and hug trees, I got that program for you too. I'm actually doing 80% of that now myself, but I didn't start that way. Doggone it, I needed a Diet Coke. Doggone it, I needed a Diet Mountain Dew. There was things that I wasn't willing to give up. Good news for you is, study after study, no matter what you're hearing in blogs where they're selling stuff, no matter what you hear from the food babe, I love all that stuff too. It fascinates me, I really do. And I'm doing more of it. But I didn't start that way because all the studies say the same thing. Premature death comes by way of high levels of insulin and excess body fat. Nothing else. They've studied this stuff. Groups that are having synthetics and artificials, and groups that eat only clean, but they eat the same calories, and one isn't controlling insulin, another is. All that data is out there, and it is so solidified. The way to prolong life and quality of life is by whatever means you have to do it, as long as there's not unintended consequences with a drug, getting the excess fat off, controlling insulin. So if you need to do that because you're on a budget right now, you need to do that with pinto beans and our cornbread recipe. You need to do that with a turkey spam sandwich. Don't you let nobody shame you. I see that going on all the time. People that have the money, have the resources, and eat clean and eat organic, shaming people that are losing weight because they might have a turkey spam sandwich. I get shamed for it all the time, but doggone it, we meeting people where they are, and Jesus said it ain't about none of that anyway. He said, whatever you do, whether you eat, whether you drink, do it all for the glory of God. He didn't say you got to eat it. He said that all just goes through the drought. It's not what goes in, it's what comes out that defileth us. And if I got more joy because I lost weight, when I started, I ate peanut butter sandwiches, our style, peanut butter sandwiches, grilled cheese sandwiches. I lost 44 pounds in 6 weeks, and I drank some Diet Coke, switched my Cokes. Wasn't the healthiest thing to do according to the world, but I lost weight and come off all medications. So whatever practice you have to employ to get the weight off, that's the one. And then you'll feel more like exercising. You'll feel more like cleaning it up. So water, and then you got a journal. My journal has been a lifesaver for me. No journal, I don't care how, you brothers listen to me. We're about to start a men's group. I don't know if we're gonna get in trouble, but most of my lessons are ladies groups. But we're about to start a men's group. Son-in-law is gonna be in it. We're gonna start a men's group so we can get real with each other now. Men folk will not journal. If you bite it, you write it. Come on now, every man that you read in history that did something great, he had a journal. I'm not asking for hours a day of you writing out your feelings, I promise. But just awareness of, like if you ran a business, man, you would have to track your inventory. as a business owner for 20 years, I promise you, over 100 employees, you not tracking your inventory, them that's closest to you is stealing from you. You have to track your inventory. What goes in, what goes out. So look at it that way. You are the temple of the mighty God. You're more than a conqueror, and you're going to track what you're consuming. I just take my camera, take a photo of it, and at the end of the day, it's DMO, daily method of operation, and I put that in my digital journal or paper journal. Next, there's food combinations. You can write it down on paper. You can just use a notebook. I used to use these. I've got hundreds of notebooks in my, you think you walked into a crazy person's house. Hundreds of notebooks with journal. Now, because, we use an official journal, we've got a program. I use this one. You go through this for 30 days. There's nobody will know you in 30 days. Or you can do it digitally. If you're a Shibboleth member, you have a free journal, and then if you're I Am Faithfully Fit, you have an expansive journal with a progress report and everything. But to me, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Don't use those apps where you ain't got to think. When we just scanning it and forgetting about it, that doesn't help us. But if we have to type it or write it, I had McDonald's chicken nuggets and fries. I shouldn't have done that. I should have got the quarter pounder, threw away their bread, and had my bread. That registers. It ain't about the calorie counting, it's about awareness. That's the difference maker. Then you've got food combinations. If you listen to the prevailing wisdom out there and they're not talking more about insulin control than anything else, you should run. Or if they're telling you to get rid of any macronutrient, you should run. You have protein, carbohydrate, and fat, and you need them all. But you have to learn and adopt situational nutrition. If you'll stay with me, say 12 weeks, you'll be able to sit down at any table in the world with the academia, and you might not understand some of the terms they're throwing out, but they won't understand you, because you'll know things about practical, sustainable nutrition that they cannot defy. Where real people meet. And nutrition is situational. When you learn this program, you know when to eat protein, when to eat carbs, when to eat fat, and what combination. We said yesterday, what we're trying to do while we're losing weight, losing fat, we're trying to avoid slow digesting fats. Fat's a great energy source. If you eat a fast digesting fat, it don't even stick around for the fat bus to pick it up. But if you eat a slow digesting fat, it takes longer. When we put slow digesting fats with fast digesting carbohydrate, that's what got us here. Lifestyle and that. So all of our combinations are about eliminating that probability of putting slow digesting fats with fast digesting carbs. We have formulas. You can learn the formulas in the new course, or you can just trust the website in the food library that has thousands of options. But you have to control insulin. It's not all about a calorie thing. When they tell you it's all about calories, I want you to unlock your own personal experience and wisdom. When they say just count your calories, you certainly need to be aware of them. But if it was all about calories, I could eat chicken and broccoli all day and get a result, or 1,000 calories of chicken and broccoli every day. Or I could eat 1,000 calories of Moose Tracks ice cream every day. You know, without even us having a discussion, that one is terrible, the other one not. One is spiking insulin, one is controlling insulin. One is providing protein for muscle preservation, one is causing you to cannibalize your muscle. Your macronutrients tell your body what to do, tell your metabolism what to do. But if you don't understand the macros, you can't tell your body what to do. You think you are your body. Your body is your vehicle. There are people here that can drive anything that's on wheels. And you know how to maintain it, you know how to keep it up, but you won't do your body that same favor. And what we're doing here, if my Jeep breaks down, I need somebody to help me. But if my body breaks down, I know why it did. I know how to fix it, unless it's something that, early onset disease. There's a certain way to eat for that, but things do happen. What we're talking about is prolonging quality of life and being happier and healthier while we're here. I used to think it was about getting some abs. I've learned it's not. It's about feeling good about yourself and living under Christ. I've evolved. My why has evolved. But if right now your why is I want to look good naked, then go for it. Do what you got to do to get there. God will evolve you. Right now, the real catalyst for me, and I wish I'd had this before, is I want to be close to the Lord. I've spent a life sentence doing this. I've lost 2 families, and there's things I didn't understand about myself, and I realized walking in step with the Holy Spirit every day, that's the only way I'm going to have a happy life moving forward. And He says, whatever I do, whether I was eating and drinking right for abs. I was tired of being 300 pounds. Now I'm eating right because I want to feel His presence in my life, and I know He peers into my heart and He sees why I forewent and didn't have such and thus. So I have a program. Combinations is so important. Then portions. You cannot eat as much as you want except for on your holidays. Look forward to them. Earn them. Have less snacks and dents. But you get 6 holidays a month and then up to 12 when you reach maintenance. If 12 holidays a month ain't enough, I don't know what we'll do. That is plenty. Let me show you the epiphany for me before we get into categories. This was the epiphany for me. So I'm living life on a calendar week like y'all. Okay, I'm always watching my weight. Had dealt with this for years since I was just a boy. Always getting on the scales, unhealthy relationship with the scales. And I thought I was a glutton. And what I didn't understand, it wasn't the gluttonous days that was causing my weight to go up. Everybody's gonna have a hog trough day in the South, come on. And they do it everywhere, we just get made fun of. We use food as a coping mechanism for celebration, it gives us pleasure. Talk about addiction, if you ain't a drug addict, you ain't an alcoholic, and you got family and friends and you can't get away with that stuff for your pleasure, that's why I don't judge them. They're looking for coping mechanisms like I do with food. We just have a socially acceptable coping mechanism, and it'll get you in trouble. Everybody's got the problem till their eyes open up and they overcome with a simple plan of action. And my life looked like I would be eating okay. I look back and I was balancing my calories. I wasn't a pig. I would get up in the morning and on the way to work, I might stop and get me a biscuit that was 500 calories, grease dripping off of it. For lunch, I might run over to the Wendy's, get a hamburger. Now I've had 1,000 calories. I knew better than to eat 3,000 calories at one sitting. Then for dinner, I might have a little macaroni and cheese. So I was under my 2,000 calories. I wasn't losing body fat. I wasn't really gaining because I was balancing my calories. But let's say Wednesday night after church, they say, let's run over to the El Nepal. And then I have the chips, the cheese dip. I have 3,000 calories. I spike insulin and my weight would do that. I thought I was a pig. I'm pretty much just having 3 meals a day, and they weren't the best quality, but I was managing my calories. And then I'm doing okay. And then on the weekend, I hog trough it all weekend. So my life was doing this like a ladder up, but not to heaven, to hell. And I'm like, how is this happening? I'm not a pig every day. And then I would start counting calories or go to Quick Weight Loss Center and pay them $800 to give me a piece of paper with green text on it and tell me to eat some Melba toast. And I would watch my calories, but I could not resist when everybody else was eating on the weekend or around church or an anniversary. So I'm spiking the fat bus, appetite's going up, fat storage takes place, efficient fat burning stops for up to 2 days, and I just keep jacking up my insulin levels and my weight's going up, and I don't know what to do. And then they say, well, you need to diet, and then I try something, lose some water weight, and then I'm right back in the same boat. And then it occurred to me, I wish that were cold or hot, but thou art lukewarm. There's a way to put in the clutch and shift into fat burning. So I started having what we're learning, perfect days, and this is what happened. After 2 days, my weight started going down quickly. I'm controlling insulin, I'm controlling calories, and the fat is melting, but I still had my hog trough days. I rarely have a hog trough day anymore, but I used to, and I would make the most of them too, buddy. And then boom, it would go up almost to what I had lost. And you'd think that's frustrating, but not when you know. Not when you know. And then 2 more days, I'm back into EFB, and it's just, which had you rather have? You're not going to give up your holidays, but will you give up your lukewarm days? Will you give up your so-so days? If you'll do that, you give me, sorry, I'm slobbering, I'm so excited. You give me that for just a season of your life, and this program will change it, and you and I will both give God the everlasting glory for our change. So I'll give you a look at this. Look, this is just how we live. It's not hard, yuns. Look at how we live. This is my calendar. 2 perfect days, I'm in EFB. There ain't nothing to it but to do it, y'all. I got a report card for awareness, made an A+ yesterday. I adhered to all elements of wellness, consistency. You can do it, Bobby Boucher. You got this. You just got to make a decision. Decide, do, and it's done. So, can you see that you're just choosing between one lifestyle or another? Perfect days, if they're truly perfect, they work. At the end of this week, I'm asking everybody here to have earned their fast track badge. It will make a difference. Knowledge is power, and we'll keep working on you applying that knowledge and getting momentum. But I need you to earn the fast track badge. Your portions, up to 3 eating episodes a day. Most of the people that come see me are Christian. They don't have to be, but it should make sense that, hey, this life says, the word says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. What if we try that today? And we eat breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit, and maybe we eat some air. I overate for years. I can undereat a little while. If your stomach growls, say, hey, I'm embracing the growl. It's all right. Big me's got to go. Little me's happy. You've got to talk yourself into it every day, not out of it. 3 or less eating episodes, regardless. That will help us get rid of the grazing. The grazing has got to go. You'll have higher insulin levels. You don't ever get any rest or recovery in your metabolic system. So don't graze. If you have to have a 4th or 5th, make sure that you know about approved snacks and approved freebies, because even if we up our calories, if we control insulin, we're going to do minimal damage. In other words, it's at night and you want a Reese cup, do not put that Reese's in your mouth. You will lose that day of effort plus 2 more days, no matter what the scales say. Pull that Health Smart peanut butter patty out. Pull that Quest peanut butter cup out. Eat an approved good that follows the formula that will neutralize insulin, so at least you get out of there unscathed. Some days it's successful to punt the ball. Don't commit a turnover in the wee hours of the evening because you're bored. Pick out a void replacement and then go, okay, I still had a perfect day, but I had 4 eating episodes. Tomorrow I'm gonna try for 3 again. Every day you're not gonna hit you don't have to win this game. It's like horseshoes. You don't have to win it by ringing it every time, but you got to get close to the stop. So just keep working at it. Where you slip today, get up tomorrow. And then you'll start seeing 2 days I had a perfect day during the week. Then 3 days, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. Whatever you do, don't do like many of my members do. You lose it, you had strict perfect days, and then your perfect days, because you don't want to see those X's in your journal, you start marking them perfect and they weren't. Don't do that. You will regret it. You'll regret it. Hold to the standard. Even if every day's a holiday, hold for the standard. You need that data. You need that awareness. Then there's timing. We said yesterday, simply put, if you're having 3 or less eating episodes, do it in a 12-hour eating window. Have a 12-hour fast. So if you quit eating at 8 p.m., don't eat again until 8 a.m. We want you to get to 16 hours. Every day you do a 16-hour fast, that's celebration. You can even earn badges doing that if you sign up for them. That's a celebration. 16-hour fast, you will get into autophagy every day. Clear away toxins from the cells, begin to feel better. Nothing works like this. Glory to God. But decide, do, and it's done. Try to get to a 16-hour fast. Some of us do 24-hour fast. Those are fun. You'll get to where you have fun. We give an umbrella policy. What we're trying to accomplish, no matter what frequency you're eating or what you're eating, is we're trying for calorie maintenance or deficit, insulin control, and muscle preservation. So no matter what I teach, that's what we're going to be accomplishing. And then the last component of the shield for a perfect day is bless the name of the Lord. Bless the name of the Lord. Thankfulness and gratitude. We've been reading in our devotion about how some would leave the flock. They would be enticed by something that was going to do them harm. Don't let the world entice you. Stay with your flock. There's nobody here that could do this right on the honor system for 12 weeks and not just be amazed with their success. And be proud that you did it the right way. So yesterday we said we got to learn about food and food categories. So when I started the program, I was going to be eating sandwiches and pizza, but I needed to learn about food. So I categorized all whole foods. That's where we start. Because I want to learn around the perimeter of the grocery store, where does this go? What macros is this? So I broke it up into 7 categories. You've got category 1, lean protein. Category 2, fibrous carb. Category 3, complex carb. Category 4, protein plus fat. Category 6, superfood. Category 7, shellfish. Okay? So once I can identify these, I've got a food library until I can identify them. But I want to start learning this information. I don't like to learn. Well, you know every character's name on the show Yellowstone. You learned about it. You learned about every goings on. People keep telling me about Rip and Beth and all these things they know, but they can't learn this little old program? Come on. It's a want to. Y'all need Rip. I might have to turn into Rip in here. Y'all can do it, right? Come on, get tough. So I might wear my black cowboy hat in here one time. Y'all don't start journaling. So lean protein. You got egg whites, chicken breast. You got all fish, 96% lean ground meat, 97% Hebrew National hot dogs, low-fat cottage cheese, Greek plain yogurt. You've got, and there's a lot of different brands of that are approved. It's not just this, we're talking not the specific brand name, but how do we identify the lean proteins? You've got Kroger Carmaster milk. It's not a whole food, but we put it there because it's a staple of people's diet. Fat-free Fairlife milk, and the list goes on. There's hundreds of lean proteins. Lean proteins, there's some better than others, but they have 4 calories in a gram, and they help slow down insulin surge, right? So this is your bulwark against insulin. When your food is digesting and these are in there, that slows down and blunts insulin activity. You get less fat busts. Now, if I'm eating these out, if I go have a chicken breast, if I have it at Applebee's or something, it's no longer a lean protein because they cook seed oils into it or some other type of oil, and now it's got a long chain triglyceride. You can still have it, but these become, until you get used to the program, some of y'all know, these become a protein plus fat. We have to eat them different when we eat them out. But at home, we can control this. We can use a cooking spray, but what I've used that changed my life is 100% MCT oil. Coconut oil and ghee butter. If you're primary about weight loss, MCT oil. MCT oil stands for medium chain triglyceride. It has less propensity to be stored as fat than even a chicken breast. It burns so fast. It's a fast digesting fat. Your body looks at it like a carb, but you don't get any insulin activity. So I cook all of my meats using all my recipes, 100% MCT oil, and then I don't have to worry about storing any fat from the MCT oil, and it's a thermogenic. It helps me burn more fat. I don't add it to everything like some people do because it's still calories, but I will use it any dish that calls for a cooking oil or cooking fat. I'm using MCT. Coconut oil is next best, but it's only 66% MCT. Ghee is even less percent MCT than that, but there is a time that I will tell a client to use ghee. When we use these cooking fats, we do not alter their category. This is a critical component of what I teach. If you don't get anything else, get this. These foods, category 2 foods, as long as they're prepared in these oils, you do not alter their category. But if there is an unknown cooking fat in any of these foods, you have to act like, and this will make more sense later, you have to act like it became a category 4. Does that make sense? Because when we talk combinations, you'll understand why I can't have a potato with a 4, but I can have it with a 1. Everybody got that concept? You can have regular butter, you can have, I don't care if it's canola oil, you can have vegetable oil. It's not good for you, but we're going to minimize the impact of those oils by keeping certain categories off the plate. So when I'm eating out, I'm only having what we would refer to as 1s and 2s, 4s and 2s, and 7 and 2s. Let's think Red Lobster. So at Red Lobster, if I have scampi, broccoli, and a baked potato, and it's portion controlled, I couldn't eat what they serve. I'd have to take some home, but I'm having a perfect day. Scampi, don't be thinking Cheddar Bay biscuits over there. We do that on a holiday. So, but I'm having scampi, they're not cooking in MCT oil. So I have scampi, I have potato, and I have broccoli. You'll learn that that is a 7 shellfish, 7 plus 2 plus 3. That is an allowed combination at home. It's not eating out. Because when you eat that potato, you get the insulin activity, and the insulin sees slow digesting fat. Are you with me? And then it sucks that up and stores it and plants it in our butt, hips, thighs, and belly. We don't want that to happen. So I would have to have the scampi and the broccoli if I'm trying to have a perfect day. If I want something like that at home, as long as I use my portion plate, I got to use my portion plate. But I have my shrimp. I got my shrimp at home. Look, I cooked it in MCT or ghee. I had my shrimp, and I had my half a baked potato and some broccoli, I've had a perfect meal. I'm good to go. A little fat-free sour cream, I can have just a blast. Does that make sense? I know that one takes repetitious teaching. Again, watch those fast tracks over and over and trust the system until you ask enough questions and get what you need and learn what you need to learn. You have to trust while you're learning, and then you'll have aha moments. So then we've got our category 2s. We've got broccoli, asparagus, squash, all squash, okra, all leafy greens. You've got Brussels, cabbage, which is a leafy green, broccoli, asparagus, green beans. There's a big old list in the website. We also have category 2 breads. Category 2 breads allow us to have a burger and a sandwich. The whiter the bread, the quicker we're dead, unless it fits our formula. And we've got over 100 approved breads, tortillas, flatbreads in the library. It's amazing. These breads allowed me to have my grilled cheese, my peanut butter sandwich. They break down inside of me more like, they taste like bread, but my body sees something like a green bean. The breads that we consume do not give you that blood sugar spike. They slow it down because they're fortified with the right amount of protein and fiber, like any of the Joseph's high fiber products. Healthy Life 35 and 40 calorie bread. La Tortilla Factory high fiber tortillas. They have the fiber and or protein in them whereby you can control insulin. So before, if I had the grilled cheese sandwich, I had the approved cheese and white bread, I'm storing that fat. But now if I use the right bread and I use an approved cheese like Sargento reduced fat, I've got a 4 and a 2. I could have that, and then there's perfect pairings you learn about. Perfect pairings, I could have my tomato soup with my grilled cheese. There's endless options. Literally all you're doing, when people are saying this is so hard, really all you're doing is staying with me long enough to realize here's all I did to change my life. I was over 300 pounds on multiple prescriptions. Here's all I had to do to change my life. At the end of the day, at first I thought it was this huge change. Here's all I had to do. Pivot. Just a little pivot. I just changed out some ingredients. So you think, well, that's not gonna make big change. This little change, like if I do this, I just turned a little and I start walking, my destination's gonna be way out yonder. If I do it right here, just a little, I'm gonna be so far apart from that other guy. You just need to make the pivots. That's it, y'all, in a nutshell. Because of time, I'm gonna jump over. We're gonna tackle, if it's okay with y'all, we're gonna tackle 3s. We're gonna tackle 3s, 5s, and 6, 3, 5, and 6, and 4, 3, 5, and 6 tomorrow. Is that okay? No, Thursday morning. I want to give you some things to think about that are exercise on a plate before I go. So you got category 4. I had chicken wings and biscuits last night. Do you know what that would have done to my waistline, having chicken wings and biscuits before? I didn't cook them in MCT oil. They come from a restaurant. I had chicken wings and biscuits. You're talking Fat Bus City and Fat Storage, but not with me, because I took my portion plate, I had my chicken wings, and I had 2 biscuits that I made right out of our library using the right recipe that was easy. They just little carb quick drop biscuits. And I controlled insulin. They were delicious. I was in a hurry, something simple, chicken and biscuits. So all I did was pivot. That's it. Isn't that crazy? So category 4, chicken wings, steak, any cut of steak, ribs, baby back ribs. You're looking for a less expensive ground meat, 93% lean or better instead of 96. Whole eggs. Any meat that's right off the bone, not processed, any meat right off the bone, if it ever had a face and you don't know how lean it is, just call it a 4 and you're safe. Any unbreaded meat at a restaurant is a 4 because you don't know what they're cooking with. Believe it or not, the only place you can really get away with having a 3 or a 5 on a perfect day is like the Waffle House, because they won't like it, but they'll cook it in a cooking spray for you so that you don't alter the category. Or they did me when I asked. Category 6, we're going to tackle later. Category 7 is all shellfish. Shrimp, scallops, oysters, lobster, crab. Anybody that's followed me long enough is wondering why I haven't turned into a crab leg. When them things is on special, good gracious, I'm gonna buy them up because I love me some crab legs. And they work just as good as a lean protein. We call them exercise in a category. You cannot store lean protein prepared the right way as fat. It's not gonna happen. You could not eat enough for that to happen. You've never looked in the mirror and said, Lord have mercy, I need to back away from the grilled chicken. It's never gonna happen. And it controls insulin and it revs up your metabolic fire. Shellfish, the only reason years ago I separated them from lean protein was because some people either have religious aversion to it or they have allergies related to it. And if they're messed in here, people get the idea they can't do the program. So now I can just say, just rule that one out. But like this, there's some at Publix, if you like seafood, they've got in the frozen department these little, at Publix, little Langostino lobster bites. There's 2 servings for me in that bag, so it's $5 a serving. I will cook them up in a little MCT and ghee and lemon pepper, and boy, have a side of any category too, and that's a meal. That is delicious. I'm not eating just pauper stuff all the time. There's some good foods and dishes you can have. You've got a meal planner in the system. When we're talking about putting your own meal ideas without the meal planner together, here's all you got to do. By the way, I didn't even tell you lean protein. You got all those boar's head meats, Dietz and Watson. You got tavern ham. You've got the turkey breast, peppered turkey breast. London broil is in category 1. That makes a good mock Philly cheesesteak or a good salad. Saute it in some MCT oil. So like those meats for sandwiches, there's like 50 sandwich ideas that's in the website. There's just endless opportunities. But if you're trying to come up with your own or think this through, so far what we've learned on our food combination chart, if you don't know where to find that, let me know before I go. On the food combination chart, the fastest foods to eat and lose weight are 1s and 2s, 7s and 2s, and 4s and 2s. So I can take any 1 and 2 and put on that plate, and I've got exercise on a plate. I can take fish on one side, some cod, broil me some cod and put green beans and cauliflower or rice. Take me shrimp stir fry, shrimp with rice cauliflower. Water chestnuts is a category 2. There's just so many options. Any 1 and 2, any 7 and 2, and any 4 and 2. Anytime you do that on a portion plate, you're not just eating food, you're eating exercise on a plate. Let me give you one more fun thing that we teach in advanced classes. Watch this. Don't pay attention to the category. Let me just erase some of this. There's what's called the thermic effect of food. So let's just say that I have me some codfish broiled. That's about 120 calories. Let's say that I had broccoli for fun. Any of them would work, but I had some broccoli, and that's 50 calories. I mean, it takes a lot of broccoli even to get up to 50 calories. And then I did all this in MCT oil, and it's 120 calories. So I got 270 calories. That's low calories. That's a great little meal. We're under our calorie budget for sure. But because I eat this lean protein, most of the calories are burned off just through having to get the blood flow to the digestive system to break it down. It's like almost a 0 calorie effect. because you're not getting any energy. When you're not getting any energy, your body has to tap into your fat stores, even to digest your meal. If you're in a calorie deficit, even somebody should shout if you can grasp this. Even if you're in a calorie deficit and the calories are already coming from stored fat, there's 3,500 calories stored in 1 pound of excess fat. So you're already burning fat. You would think you would come out of fat burning when you eat. But when you eat fish, broccoli, and MCT, it takes so much digestive energy, your body has to pull extra fat just to have the energy to get the blood flow to the digestive system to break the fat down. Nobody's telling us this stuff. And the broccoli is like having a net negative calorie effect. And the MCT cancels itself out. You put in your journal 270, but I know I had minus 50. I'm exercising when I eat when I have those meals. So be thinking about that. You can have 1s and 2s, 4s and 2s, and 7s and 2s while you're learning more. Up to 3 eating episodes a day, praising God all the way. Get up in the morning, have you an egg white omelet if you like that, or whatever you like. And then for lunch, you go to the Zaxby's and get you some leafy greens. Tell them to hold the crunchy things. Get some grilled chicken, and you have your Italian light dressing, and you eat that up. And then for dinner, you have a 96% lean hamburger steak patty with some Worcestershire and some green beans. And you say, praise God, I exercised 3 times today. You gotta get yourself fired up. Okay, go through the fast track videos. Please journal. The next fast track lesson will be Thursday at 9 a.m. Are y'all having fun? Are you enjoying it? Okay, well, we appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Everybody got it? You good?